So just as a reminder, we are in the September incentive program. We've had several members enter their referrals for the land grab. If you missed our promotional call, I'm not going to go over it all again, but basically, I'm looking for 10 new quality members, just like you and I, that have core values. They are crypto curious. They want to grow their bags and they want to go into this bull market with their eyes wide open. And so, when you refer a new member, I'm going to buy you a plot of land in the sandbox, in the metaverse sandbox. We already have one member who has won or achieved that goal. And we have several other members. And this is just all you have to do is make a personal introduction with me via email and your friend, family, coworker, accomplice, or acquaintance. And the member with the most referrals will win an extra parcel of land and a lifetime membership here at Get Paid Daily and $500 of their crypto of choice. So it's fun. It's kind of like being a Monopoly tycoon. So make your introductions to me at josh@cryptoyall.co. I will schedule a no pressure call. We'll walk them through what it looks like to be a member and just maybe what their goals are, if they're in alignment with what we do here at Crypto Y'all. And if it is, awesome, I'll invite them to join. And you'll get a plot of land in the sandbox, which is the first place I purchased land in the metaverse. And I'm actually buying land again, actively there, trying to gobble up some extra real estate over at the sandbox. And the sandbox, if you're unfamiliar, is on the Polygon network. They started out on the Ethereum network and transition to the Polygon network. So it's it's kind of like the Coca-Cola, if you will, of metaverse in terms of partnerships. And I've got a little plot of land that I bought for $800 and was in the bull market, was actively getting offers for $20,000, $30,000 a day. And it was pretty radical. So here's my little plot of land. I'll buy you a plot of land somewhere on this massive map. And at some point, you can sell it. You can borrow against it, just like actual real estate. There's massive partners like Atari and Warner Brothers and the Smurfs and a lot of old brands and a lot of new brands that you've never heard of, but their partnerships are unmatched. So really cool program. Do a referral, introduce them to me, and we'll have a blast, and I'll take care of them and incentivize you to help us recruit new awesome people. All right. Real quick note here on our market. Always keeping an eye on the strength of the dollar. There's a lot of if this is the bride, there's a lot of bridesmaids, specifically things like 10-year treasury yields and oil prices and the Dow Jones and the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ 100. And there's all these other major patternistic things that we follow. But for the sake of brevity today, I'm just going to point out, look at this channel that the dollar the strength of the dollar is bouncing between. And we really want to see it break down below this low right here. And once we get, on our way down, we will see Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto market go up. And that's going to be payday for a lot of people. So keep your eye on that. Also, even today, which is September 20th, keep an eye on the Federal Reserve. We've got major rate announcement. We have not heard from Jerome Powell since July 25th. It's been a while. So this is the next major announcement. There's, according to the market, if you look at the stats, 99% chance that they pause, but it's unlikely that they come out and say, we're done with rate hikes. They're probably going to say, hey, don't get your hopes up. That's what he's probably going to say. If he does raise the interest rate, we're going to see a massive dump in the market. My thought is that it would be very temporary. And then we would see a complete retracement back up because the economy is healthy. Like, corporate earnings are high. Unemployment is relatively low. There's just a lot of crazy stuff. Don't even get me started on the real estate market, but this is a major thing that we need to be paying attention to today. So keep your eye out for this announcement. I can't remember what time he speaks today. I don't think it's on this page. We can look it up, but anyway, other notable stuff just to throw at you real quick here from the block. Walmart plans to expand its commercial strategy into the metaverse. So Walmart, world's largest retailer, moving into the metaverse. If you haven't been paying attention, also just a side note, Walmart has launched, for years, they have been quietly competing with Amazon head to head, and they've taken major market share from Amazon.com. So don't sleep on Walmart, and don't sleep on the fact that they are thinking about the metaverse, along with other major institutions. Speaking of, Grayscale now files for their new Ether Futures ETF. Now, this is all happening because we got the Bitcoin spot ETF applications have not been disapproved. And so the market's anticipating an approval could happen as soon as October. Because of that momentum and because of the court victories that we've had and experienced, these asset managers are getting braver, and they're going after the second largest market cap, which is Ethereum. So ARK Invest, I know, have applied for a spot ETF for Ethereum. This looks like a futures ETF. There already are future Bitcoin ETFs, but the spot is where the liquidity really comes from. I had another token or another tab pulled up here, but I don't think it was notable. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing something. I'm kind of like not concerned with all this like FTX bankruptcy. They're going to sell their crypto to, be solvent. Like that's all just fodder, unimportant stuff. So, in terms of news, that's pretty much it. Oh, I did have one tweet that I wanted to share. And we're going to talk a little bit more about Chainlink shortly, because someone submitted a great question about Chainlink. I'm not going to play this whole video, but basically this is Sergey is the co-founder over at Chainlink. He's at Swift headquarters. If you're unfamiliar with the Swift system, that's the messaging system that basically every bank in the world uses to wire money and move money, all that stuff. And it's been the problem, one of the major problems with cross-border payment solutions, because if you want to wire money across the world, it's going to take days, if not weeks, depending on where it's going. And the velocity of money is really kind of the initial major utility that crypto brings to the table. Chainlink partnered with Swift. They announced this partnership a long time ago. And this video, if you watch it, you can kind of see like it's almost like a congratulatory or a celebratory toast at a corporate meeting. So it's interesting. They have this unbelievable partnership that was announced some time ago, and they're rolling out interoperability with Swift, and Chainlink has come a long way. They're in the top 20 in terms of market cap, one of my favorite cryptos. But just wanted to point this tweet out. I am going to drop this in the chat if you're here live watching this, just so you can maybe bookmark that and watch it, listen to it later. Okay. I'm going to transition to questions that were submitted ahead of time and look at those together, because some people, I said this in our Discord group, really awesome questions have been asked on this survey. And I think it's a testament, if you're a new member here, or even if you're an existing member, and I've said this a few times before, but like Crypto Y'all and Get Paid Daily is a self-development program. That's what we really are. What I'm most dedicated to is you becoming the better version of yourself. We just happen to be playing in the crypto sandbox while we do that. And the questions that you ask are a reflection of your development. And if you want to get a lot out of a coaching program or a self-development program, asking great questions is the best way to extract gold. It's like taking a sharp tool into the gold cave, the cave of where you're gold digging, and to extract the precious metal that you are looking for. So I'm gonna call these out, but also let me see if anybody's here. Like we can join. Like let me know in the chat. Do you guys want to just hop on the call with me? I don't know. I never know. Like if you guys want to jump on the call audibly. Or if you want to chat with me, or if you want me to do this just kind of from a host perspective, maybe raise your hand if you want to talk or ask a question. I've got a question here from Heath. Could you give a short process on how to think about investing in crypto on a monthly basis? Like, do you just pick a few coins and contribute each month, or do you pick some parameters and find coins each month that are fitting that? Maybe what are the top two approaches? I know the DCA will come into play, dollar cost averaging. on this, but looking to invest monthly as opposed to big chunks every so often, and wanted some direction or ideas. Great question, Heath. So I I think the first like gut reaction to that question is I want to know what the narratives are, the emerging crypto narratives. It's almost honestly kind of like what's the gossip in the industry? And what I mean by gossip, not so much in the traditional sense, but like where's the momentum? Where is the narrative? What's the storytelling around? What are people excited about? And so a few weeks ago on our coaching call, if you remember, I identified 5 sectors that I think have 100x capabilities in them. And so to answer your question, Heath, the number one, I'm looking for sectors. I'm always looking for sectors. And once I find them, like I feel like I have found them in these 5: AI, layer 1, real world assets, RWAs, interoperability, and metaverse gaming. So these 5 give me kind of a that's kind of my sandbox. That's my boundary. That's my gymnasium. So every month I'm thinking, how much more of that narrative can I accumulate? And then I go down a layer and I go, okay, which of these, for example, I just bought the other day, I bought thousands of NACA, NAKA, because I have chosen NACA and I'm going to buy more of it. It's going to be my go forward proactive metaverse gaming token. And so now every month I'm going to dedicate a percentage of my investment dollars or my DCA money into NACA, especially at this point in the market where I know that we're relatively close to the bottom. So that's one major approach that I use for sure, if that makes sense. Do you pick some parameters and find coins each month that are fitting that? Maybe they are top 2 approaches. That's really kind of my approach. The other approach, of course, is the crypto flywheel method. I'm using my if there is available yield farms for maybe a layer 1. So one of those 5 sectors that I've identified is a layer 1 layer 1 blockchain. So I can invest. For example, if I'm like, okay, I'm not financial advice here, but for the crypto flywheel purposes and for yield farming, for example, if I go over to Beefy and there are 17 layer 1s and layer 2s identified here. If let's go to Avalanche, this one right here that has a crazy high APY for blue chip, like that's a blue chip layer 1 yield farm that I can not only just buy more Avalanche, but also earn passively more Avalanche, then that's going to inform that part of my crypto flywheel that I'm using. And then I can just stack AVAX. So it's kind of doing both at the same time for me. It's not just me dollar cost averaging into that yield farm, but it's also that yield farm is giving me 76% APY, which is 10x the stock market returns. And so I'm stacking more tokens. And when you're in a depressed lack of liquidity market, remember, you don't count in US dollars, count in tokens. See your value in tokens and not dollars. So that is a major approach that I take in using the crypto flywheel that way. So hope that's helpful. Nick, what is your opinion of a USDC USDT farm pairing if inflation continues and the dollar continues to lose value? What is your opinion of a USDC USDT pairing if inflation continues and the dollar continues to lose its value? Well, just on a basic math level, I would say a stablecoin pair, which USDC and DT is an example of, if inflation is 15%, I can outpace it on, most of these. Again, I'm talking about true inflation and the loss of buying power, but it could be anywhere between 10 and 20% given the day. I mean, most of these I'm making enough dollars to really outpace inflation. So, and outperform the stock market. I mean, you could argue that if you're just investing in the stock market in an index fund that makes 7% a year, that you're losing money or losing buying power, not money. if I'm being really intellectually honest, it's really more about losing buying power. So that's those are my thoughts there on that. If you have any follow-up questions on that, obviously ask. When looking for a new altcoin, Cindy asks, that may do well in this coming bull run, what are the top 3 things important to look at before you dig into everything else? Great question. I would say probably tokenomics. If I had to identify really one thing, is I want to know what the tokenomics are. And what I mean by tokenomics are market cap, circulating supply, maximum supply. So I mentioned this already, this new, not new, but it's a new investment. I added NAKA, NAKA, to my portfolio, official portfolio that I produce each month for our members. So let's just look at NAKA's tokenomics, which if you go to coinmarketcap.com, put in your favorite coin ticker or your new ticker that you're looking for. Total supply and maximum supply is one thing that I'm looking for versus the circulating supply. So I went over this a few weeks ago, but I'm always wanting to make sure I know, like, okay, they have or will have a total of 180 million NAKA. They currently have less than half of that in circulation, 40% to be exact. Okay. So the next thing out, if the circulating supply is already at 100%, that's really good. That means that there's not this invisible hand that's dumping tokens on the market for sell pressure. So then the next question you want to look at is you want to go dig into the website and specifically the white paper or the documents. So if we go to their webpage, what I'm going to go look for is, okay, if the circulating supply is not completely out there yet, then what's their schedule? What's their play? Because it's not necessarily bad that that only 40% is on the market, because they might not be scheduled to release the rest of these 180 million for another 2 years. Well, if that's the case, then really for 2 years, the circulating supply or the total supply virtually is 72 million. And that's a limited supply. And if people jump in because of demand and the liquidity hits the market because of the bull market, then the compression of the price will just skyrocket because we only have 72.3 million to deal with. So that's like full stop. I want to know that first and foremost. And then I also I do like to check the token contract, depending on the newness of the contract. I'll use this free service token sniffer. And I will check the integrity, if you will, of the token contract. So here we are on the Nakamoto Games website. I'll come back to just finish the open loop that I created. I would want to go down here to documentation, and I would want to read up on their token release schedule. But here they have the token contract at the very top. So I'm going to copy that, or at least go to Polygon Scan where I can copy this. I'm going to hit click on Nakamoto. This is their official profile. And then I'm going to go over to Token Sniffer. It wasn't working for me the other day. Let's see if it does now. There's a lot of service. Yeah, here we go. Nakamoto Games. So they're going to do a quick, not audit, but I guess analyzation, and they're going to produce a score for me. If it's adversarial or something I don't like, there's a lot of things. They'll give you an explanation. But again, Cindy, I'm going to be looking at just the integrity of the contract. So they've got a 25 out of 100. So you got to ask the question, like, okay, why is it so low? And you got to dig into it and figure out why. So that's just a couple of things you can do. The 25 out of 100 isn't a deal killer for me, because you've got to look at it and see why it has those lower scores, and if it's in alignment with your investment thesis overall. And I would probably back out now that I mentioned that and say your investment thesis is what matters the most. Your investment thesis is, what do I think is going to happen based on my research? And is this particular token something that someone's making me FOMO into? Like, if you're watching this and you're like, I got to buy some NAKA. No. You don't need to buy NAKA. You need to research NAKA. And then you got to go, okay, do I believe that crypto metaverse gaming is going to be or is a narrative? Do I see the same, self-evident variables that Josh sees or that other people see? And you've got to come to your own conclusions there. But narrative, investment thesis, and tokenomics are going to be my big three answers to your question. Ryan says or asks, if Link is your favorite crypto investment, he says, I believe it's safe to say that it is. What is your top 3 coins and why? Oh, yeah, this is hard. It could be based on their potential upside, or you might just simply believe they are undervalued at this moment, so their floor is relatively high. Completely up to you why you rank your top 3, but I'm curious what you think the best is the best of the best. I'm going to entertain this question because you asked it in good faith. It's a really difficult question to ask or to answer. You are correct. I would definitely put Chainlink, especially at its current price, in the top 3 without a doubt. And I'm just going to narrow the conversation to this cycle, this bull cycle, because I could sit here and make a really, really strong argument that Bitcoin is the best thing you can buy forever. Because not because of short-term gains, but because of the store of value and immutability, decentralized integrity, future of currency, future world reserve status potential. If in case of World War III, nuclear fallout, people aren't going to be trading gold bars across oceans for food. They're going to need an interoperability cross-border payment system. So I could argue Bitcoin, right? So the maximalist in me would come out and make that argument. But in the short term, I would definitely go with Chainlink from the interoperability narrative. I would go with XRP. These are both what I would consider large cap. I guess really Chainlink could be considered mid cap, but I'm gonna call it a large cap. XRP, because of similar reasons to Bitcoin. I just see too much going on right now with the banking system and federal governments. And XRP for me is the hedge almost for especially in case this isn't the only utility, but in case governments go the CBDC route or central banks go the digital token route. I mean, Citibank yesterday was announcing how now they're going to have this token, this digital city token that allows you to pay people instantly across the globe. Sounds a lot like XRP for zero transaction fees. And Bank of America and all the non-disclosure agreements that the biggest banks in the world have with XRP that will be revealed in time once Congress passes adequate regulation. Other countries, however, are pushing along with XRP. So the global market the adoption is well underway, but the headquartered banks here in the US simply can't show their cards yet. So I think XRP has it will potentially outperform every large cap in the market in this bull cycle. So just from a sheer short-term returns, I love XRP as much as I do Chainlink. Those two represent the 2 largest positions that I own for my bull run portfolio. Coming up with a third is really hard because I literally have at least 32 altcoins and a few others that I don't even publish on the list. For those of you who are members and you don't know, in our Discord, I publish each month in the Crypto Y'all Advisor channel this list of altcoins. I can't choose a third. I would probably go, if somebody had me at gunpoint, Ethereum. And it's not because of upside, it's just because it's almost like a lock that you can get enough upside to make a big difference in your life. It's going to be way more upside than Bitcoin can provide because the market cap of Bitcoin is too large. But you're also going to get, Ethereum kind of has the, hey, I'm next in line, kind of like when a vice president of a really popular incumbent president is like, hey, I'm next in line. That's kind of the Ethereum narrative in my head. But I could make an argument for a lot of other things here. I mean, when it comes to multiples and upside, the metaverse plays are going to be hard to defeat. I don't have enough AI exposure. I do have other AI tokens that are not on this list, like VRA, Veracity, and Render. I don't publish it here on the Crypto Y'all Advisor report. So that's kind of where I would land with Ryan's question. That's adequate. Let's see. I'm gonna skim the chat real quick for any additional questions. Sarab, what are your thoughts about Giddy now? Any recommended XRP yield farms? I've never even considered an XRP yield farm. That's a really good idea, though. I don't even know if they exist, at least authentically. So I need to look into that. That's a really good content idea, Sarab. I will do my best to discover if that's an option. I know that you can. I haven't to be really transparent. I just buy and hold XRP. I've not tried to actively manage it or make it productive, like a productive asset, like I teach. It's just very much been the thing that I just throw into my cold wallet every chance I get. Which, by the way, public service announcement to everybody: if you don't have a cold wallet and you're not storing your crypto on a cold wallet, you're making a massive mistake. So everything that you're not actively managing, please, please, please don't store your crypto on exchanges. To your next thought, what are your thoughts on Giddy now? I'm still with Giddy. They keep building, they keep rolling out. I haven't moved my position. I have not increased my position. I'm waiting on their day in the sun. They launched in a bear market, so I don't think they've had their day in the sun yet. So I'm accumulating passively in their farms. I'm in the Giddy BTC Gamma farm, and I'm going to ride that one until Bitcoin starts to top out, and then I'll roll out of the position entirely. But I'll be in there for a while. Been in there over a year, and don't have any plans on exiting. Good question. All right, that'll do it for today, guys. I hope that was helpful. Hope you found value in our call. As always, hit me up in Discord if you have other questions or follow up. Be active. Don't forget, encourage each other, help each other, provide value. If you find something that is curious, that is insightful, is eye-opening, provides an opportunity for yield or return, please share that in our Discord group. That's what our community is for. No need to be timid. No need to be shy. There's no egos or anything of the such. It's just all about transparency and helping each other climb the mountain of profit as we proceed into this bull market. So thanks for being here. Awesome to see you guys as always, and talk to you really soon.